I ran Make.com and N8N side by side in production for 14 months. Every solo founder hits the same wall on Make around week 12, and it's not the price. If you picked Make because a YouTuber told you N8N was too technical, you're about to Google how to migrate off Make.com at 2 a.m. when a token dies. I'll show you the exact 3 features Make hides behind Advanced, the 12-module scenario that should be 4 nodes, and the migration bill nobody quotes. I'm Lazar. I ship both stacks for paying clients. Let's start with the module that dies silently. Here's the setup nobody warns you about. You watch a Make versus N8N short. Someone tells you Make is the friendly one. N8N is for developers. Pick Make and skip the learning curve. So you build your first scenario. Gmail, trigger, filter, chat GPT module, Telegram output. 4 modules. It works. You feel like a wizard. Then month 3 arrives and reality lands. A real client automation, the kind that actually saves 10 hours a week, is not 4 modules. It's 12. And every one of those extra 8 modules exists because Make.com hides 3 critical features behind menus that beginners never open. Feature 1 is the iterator. The moment you need to process an array like the attachments on an email or the line items on an invoice, you need an iterator plus an aggregator. 2 modules to do what N8N does with a single loop node. Feature 2 is error routes. In N8N, error handling is a workflow property. In Make, every module that can fail needs its own error handler branch, or the whole scenario dies silently, and you find out on Monday when the client asks why nothing ran all weekend. Feature 3 is the webhook response module. If you're building anything that talks back to a form, a chatbot, or another system, you need a specific module to send the response, and it has to be configured just right or the calling system times out. None of this is in the beginner tutorials. All of it shows up by week 4. Now let's talk about the number that actually breaks people. Take a small business we audited last quarter. Real scenario, generic details. Solopreneur, 1 Gmail inbox. Wanted an AI agent that reads incoming leads, classifies them, drafts a reply, logs to a spreadsheet, and pings Telegram. Simple, right? In Make.com, that scenario ran 47 operations per email thread. Not per email, per thread, because the iterator counts, the aggregator counts, the error branches count, and every data store lookup counts. 47 ops. At their volume, roughly 200 leads a week. That's 9,400 ops a week, 40,000 a month. The 10,000 ops plan doesn't cover a single week. They were on the 30,000 ops plan at $29 and still hitting the ceiling by day 22. Same automation, rebuilt in N8N. Self-hosted on a small VPS, 4 nodes, 1 execution per email, unlimited runs, $9 a month for the server. Then comes the OAuth trap, makes one-click connections feel magical. Click Gmail, authorize, done, until a token expires. Google rotates refresh tokens every 6 months on scopes, and when it happens, Make scenario doesn't email you. It just starts failing silently on the trigger. We had a client whose entire lead follow-up pipeline was dark for 11 days before anyone noticed, because the dashboard still showed the scenario as active. In 8N8 self-hosted, you own the credential store. You set your own alerting, and you get a notification the first time an auth fails. Now the honest part, because I'm not here to sell you a religion. Make.com is the right call in exactly 3 situations. 1. You have fewer than 5 scenarios and none of them will ever grow. 2. You need to hand the automation to a non-technical client who will occasionally toggle it on and off inside a pretty interface. 3. You need one-click auth for a service where hosting your own connector is genuinely painful, like some accounting or e-invoicing platforms. In those cases, Make earns its money. For everything else, and I mean every recurring client workflow with iteration, error handling, or more than 1,000 runs a week, self-hosted N8N on a $9 server pays for itself in the first month. Here's what the migration actually costs, because this is the number nobody talks about. Rebuilding 30 production scenarios from Mach to N8N8N is roughly 40 hours of engineering, assuming the person doing it already knows both platforms. If you're learning N8N while migrating, double it. Clients don't pay for that. You eat it, or you build it into a new retainer, or you stay on Mach forever and let the ops bill compound. That's why the right time to make the call is month 3, not month 12. At month 3, you have 4 scenarios, not 30. Rebuild takes a weekend. At month 12, you're trapped by your own success. So here's the operator move. If you want to see the exact 12-module make scenario rebuilt as 4 nodes in N8N, along with the other production automations we ship for solo founders and small teams, everything is on BizflowAI.io. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so the next breakdown finds you, because next week I'm showing the audit checklist we run before every migration. And if you're already 3 months into Make and feeling the wall, book a free 30-minute discovery call at BizflowAI.io. We'll tell you honestly whether to migrate or stay put.